going to do a book review video, and I have 6 books. They're all completely different. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with probably the boring book out of all of them. And this book, I got these, and I probably say this every time that I do one of these videos that I use one of these books in. And this is the last one I have. When me and my mom, we would go to book sales, and this one, they had this place where there wasn't a lot of, it was a huge book sale, so there was lots of people around and everything. And I decided, well, I have to sit down or take a break. So I went over to one of the back of the the back of the buildings where there wasn't a lot of people around one of the sections, and it was the traveling section. Because, you could just look online now. You don't really need these books. So I decided, well, I'll get some of these books because it was a thing where you had to fill up a big bag. And it was $20 a bag or something to fill it up. And these were there, and they had tons of them. So I got a couple. And this is the last one that I have. It's the DK Eyewitness Travel Guides. And this is Corsica. And this is what it looks like. Now, I didn't know, I got, a few of them. I got, Egypt, and I got, what else did I get? I think I got Italy, I had France, these are, ones that I've had before. I had another one, but I forget what it was. I forget. But anyway, and I had Corsica. And I wanted to get this one because it was a place that I never knew or didn't know a lot of it. And Corsica is a little island that's near Italy. And I liked it because it gave me an opportunity to learn about something different. And then instead of learning it online, where you might not learn a lot of stuff about Corsica online because maybe there's not a lot of stuff out there about Corsica. But this one is really good. What it is it's basically just your eyewitness travel guide, and it goes in parts. The first part is the introduction to Corsica, and then it has the parts of Corsica. So it goes by parts. It's I can't even say some of these, so I'm not even gonna attempt them. But it's color coordinated, so you don't. So it's not a whole book that doesn't. Well, you could forget. Oh, we're learning about a new part of Corsica. And then the last part is also color coordinated, and it's the traveler's guide of where to stay, where to eat, where to go, how to get around, stuff like that. And I liked it. I really liked it. On the back, these used to be owned by a library, and on the back they have this little white tape sticker where they stamp on the dates. And the last time this book was used was 2010. So that was 6 years ago. It was crazy to me. But I like these books. They're really cute. And they have lots of interesting facts in them. And I just like them. So this book is a little mystery book. And this is by Lilian Braun. She writes the Cat Who series. And this is the one in the series called The Cat Who Wasn't There. This is what it looks like. And what it basically is, it's about this small town journalist who helps solve crimes with the help of his cats. Well, one of them, Coco. Coco is supposed to be he's ESP, he can predict things, or he's really smart. That ends that he gives off clues to help Quill, that's the main character, solve the mysteries. And this one was, he went to Scotland with a group of people from his town, and the tour guide that went with them died, and he decides he has to figure out, because something was fishy about it, and he has to figure out, okay, who killed her, why, what she died from, stuff like that. And it's a really cute story. I really like these stories. They do go, of course, they go in some kind of order, but I just, when I get them, I only can find these at bookstores or book sales, and I got this at a book sale, and I got this because I like these books, and you don't have to read them in a specific order. I don't read them in any specific order. I just read them as I get them, because if I waited until I could get them, I'd probably have a trillion of them to read all at one time. So this is another good book. And this is called The French Gardener, and if I say this person's name wrong, the author's name, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to say his or her last name. Oh, her name. Her last name. So it's called it's The French Gardener. It's by Santa Montefiore, I think. I don't know. It sounds French or Italian or something. I don't know. But this is what it looks like. And it comes in different parts. It comes in the season. So it's like summer, winter, fall, spring. And there's chapters. And the chapters have like it looks like they're like little poems, kind of. There's like a rainbow requires both rain and sunshine. Like little things for each chapter. And I really liked this book. This book had a lot of drama in it. And what it is, it takes place in the past and the present. And it's about this girl. Her name is Miranda. And her husband take over this country estate. Well, this place in the country. They were from London and they moved to the country. And they take over this estate where it used to have this lush garden and everybody talks about it. So what happens is this is the present. She hires the gardener who she didn't know in the beginning used to work at that house in the past. And his name was, I don't even know if it even says. I forget. It was like Jean something. Jean Paul. It was Jean Paul. And he works for them. And she starts having feelings. Well, she starts having some kind of like feelings for Jean Paul. And she finds out in the book that her best friend was cheating on... Her husband was cheating on her with her best friend, or one of her friends. I don't think it was like her best friend. So she kicks him out, and she's dealing with that. Plus, she's dealing with the fact she has feelings for this gardener. And then in the past, it was about this other girl who owned the estate, and she had feelings for Jean Paul in the past, and she's trying to deal with them too. It's sort of like the same thing is happening again. It's like repeating itself, kind of, I guess. History repeats itself in this book, kind of. I just really liked it. It was a cute book. It had a little had two surprise endings, one in the past and one in the present. I really liked it, though. It was really good. So this book, I really didn't really kind of get into. I think I got this, like, at some kind of, like, random grocery store. It's called A Little Night Magic. It's by Lucy March. This is what it looks like. And what it basically is, it's about this girl who works at a Waffle House, and she finds out that she's magical. Like, they don't call them witches or wizards, they just call them magical beings or magical people. So she has to find the grip that her powers got. She has to find the balance because her powers got activated again when they weren't supposed to. And she has to go on this adventure to find out who's really her friend and who's helping her, who really isn't. And she has to discover how to use her magic for good instead of evil. And she finds out about her dad and her long-lost sister that she never knew about, because her dad was the magical part of her instead of, like, it was like, I guess her mom was just a regular person, and her dad was the magical being. This book, like, that book was really okay. Like, there was a lot of, I don't know, it was just kind of weird a little bit. Like, maybe like halfway through the book, you could tell, like, okay, like, this person is the person that's leading her on, and it's not really her friend. Like, you kind of figure it out as you go along in the book. This is one that I read, and if you haven't read my Christmas book reviews, or not read them, seen them, this was one of, this should have went in because it had some Christmas in it, but not like through the whole book. But this is, I read these for the Christmas book review, these authors, and it's called A Gathering Place, a Cape Light novel. It's by Thomas Kinkade and Katherine Spencer. And I think it's like, I'm not sure. I think Katherine Spencer writes the book, and Thomas Kinkade did the cover of the book. It's like one of his paintings, I think. I don't know if they read it I don't know if they made it together, the book, the writing of the book, I don't know. But this is what it looks like. And what this book is about. These books are about, they're always about the small town of Cape Light. And they usually have like 2 or 3 different storylines. And the one storyline is about this guy. It takes place like, I think it's like either Christmas or it's like the day of Christmas. Reverend Ben has this daughter. It's like all these different problems that resolve itself throughout the book, obviously. And the one's about Reverend Ben, his family is going through some tough times. Their daughter is pregnant and she's waiting on the baby to come. And when she has the baby, his wife, Reverend Ben's wife, wants to go race down there to help her, like, for moral support. And I think she has like a mini stroke or something, and she crashes into a tree. And I think that part's after the New Year, and she gets rushed to the hospital, and Reverend Ben doesn't know until he gets there, and he has to decide if he goes to see her, and then he goes to see his new grandbaby, and that happens. And then one of the local townspersons, this happens on Christmas Day. One of the local townspeople goes missing, and they find him, and his wife finds out that he has this kind of medical issue, and she's trying to tell him that she's trying to keep it from him because he likes to be like independent, and then finally she tells him, and he doesn't fully accept it and stuff like that. These books are really good. Like, I really like them. There's lots of, it's like one of those books where you can't put it down, you want to finish it. That's what it feels like. This is my last one. This is a Harlequin book. It's like a love-inspired historical book. It's Boomtown Bride series. It's Mail Order Mommy. And it's by Christine Johnson. This is what it looks like. And what it's about this family. They lost their mother. And the kids decide to put an ad into a newspaper or an advertisement in a paper or something that they want a new mom, or they want like somebody to come help out and stuff. So this girl comes, and their dad's like, I never knew about that or whatever. So at first she gets stood up, and then finally she gets hired by the dad. And of course, you know, like, there's this drama that happens in it that's really good drama. But the one thing I want to say though is this book, it's like 2 different stories. It's about this woman named Amanda starts falling in love with Garrett. That's the dad in the book. But he doesn't want to marry because of what happened with his first wife, where she died and she was cheating on him with his brother. And then her one friend, she used to be like an orphan, and she grew up in this foster home where they treated her really bad. And she had this one sister, but it wasn't her sister, like it was like a person that was like her sister, came and decided to be like their friends, and she's getting married. So she's dealing with her getting married, her friend getting married, and her feelings for this guy. And there's like a Christmas pageant about the nativity, because it's a Christmas book. There's lots of drama filled in. The one thing I have to say though, like, the chapters are really long in this book. Like, there was like 24 chapters plus an epilogue. Some of them it sort of reminded me, and this isn't like, it's not exactly like it, but it sort of reminds me of Mary Poppins, kind of, a little bit, or Nanny McPhee, kind of. But other than that, it was a good book. I really liked it. I mean, the chapters were really long in it, but it was a really good book. I really liked it. So that was my book reviews for this video. Comment below and tell me some of your favorite books that you want me to read, or some of your books that you've read this year that you really loved. Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll be back with another video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. So I'll see you guys next time. There you go.